That's not just the sound of that first sip of Morning Joe. It's the sound of someone shopping for a car on Carvana from the comfort of home.
That's a good blend.
It's time to take it easy, like answering some easy questions to get pre-qualified for a car in minutes.
Talk about starting the morning right.
Just like customizing your terms so your car fits your budget. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to experience car shopping the way it should be. Convenient, comfortable.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Places, please. The Daily Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens. Other animals. And action. This is the Daily Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daily Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Rockaholics. Steve Migs, I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
I found out this morning that Sarah and I are both old lady white-knuckle drivers when it's pouring down rain. Do you become an old man driver when it's really nasty, or...
No, I like to ride everybody's butts and make them really uncomfortable and nervous on the roads. No, I'm not. I just, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm blown away by how freaked out people get when they're driving in the rain or when they're driving in the sun or when they're driving in the snow. People just get freaked out here over any weather condition.
I was definitely an old lady this morning.
Were you hydroplaning at all?
I did not hydroplane, but there was a couple times I hit like little puddles of water and it sprayed up and I didn't change lanes. I was a little panicked.
That will always get me instant anxiety is when you're driving and you're in the carpool lane and then whatever the other direction of traffic are going and some car goes over the puddle and that giant puddle just lands on your windshield. You're like, I don't know what's about to happen.
Well, I'm glad we all made it in safely.
Yes.
Rockaholics drive safely.
Yes.
And we're going to inform you.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. And today, of all days, is Lily's Day, Dare Danny.
Oh.
Today, I'm pretty sure I got this right. Her favorite meal at Olive Garden is shrimp scampi.
Oh, 100%.
It's National Shrimp Scampi Day.
Let's go.
Maybe just go over to the building right next to it. Typically a Red Lobster. Fantastic shrimp scampi.
Ooh, I don't know. That is her favorite thing from Olive Garden and Olive Garden specific. I've tried to make her like a homemade one.
Not happening.
But like it's super good. And she was just like, Dad, this is an Olive Garden. I'm like, yeah, no, that's fair.
Tammy's going to be outside of an Olive Garden. Give me the recipe. I'm going broke over here. Is anyone else weird like me if you don't see an Olive Garden next to a Red Lobster or a Red Lobster next to an Olive Garden? I'm like, what happened?
So backwards here.
Yeah, this is strange. What, you couldn't afford both? It always seems like they're together. Let's talk about the Mariners. We got some good news and some bad news. The good news, they won another series. They are looking really damn good. It's been a lot of fun watching the Mariners over the last few series. The bad news, they lost yesterday. They could have swept them, but they ended up losing to the Arizona Diamondbacks 3-2. But let's not think about yesterday. The other two games were awesome. It was a lot of fun watching Mariners baseball this weekend.
I was very excited to watch the footage of this, although it was a little bit scary. There were 4 privately owned zebras that escaped on I-90. None of them were hurt, but the video is insane. So apparently this was near North Bend, and the driver had pulled over to make some sort of adjustment on their trailer, and they got loose. They were able to get 3 of them corralled, and they are safe, but there is one that is still on the loose. I think one is a baby and 3 are a little bit older. But again, like, the video is just wild because you don't really see wild zebras running down I-90 very often.
Now, you emailed me and you said zebras were wild out on the loose, but none of them were my family's. Was that a joke, or does someone in your family have a zebra?
My sister's in-laws have a zebra.
City folks just don't get it.
I don't know anybody that has a pet zebra.
I think Delilah, Radio Delilah, has some zebra.
I don't know her at all, though. I don't even think I met her like assistant. I've never met Delilah.
No.
But you have a family member that has a zebra.
And zebras, they can be a little temperamental. They're not the most friendly of animals oftentimes. So the fact that they corralled 3 of them is pretty impressive. But hopefully that other one makes its way home.
Hey, over the weekend, the draft is done with the Seahawks. Lots of positive feedback from like all the experts, quote unquote. Some people at ESPN were giving the Seahawks an A grade. CBS Sports, I believe. Some on ESPN were saying like B minus. They definitely addressed some of their needs, which was the offensive line, the defensive line. We talked a lot about some of the guys that they grabbed, but some other people. They grabbed some tight ends, a couple cornerbacks as well. But we will be talking to Luke Wilson. Speaking of tight ends, I have some tight end questions for Luke Wilson. And he'll be joining us at 7 this morning to talk about the draft and how everything went with the Seattle Seahawks.
And speaking of the draft, Jaguars GM Trent Baalke is going viral, not because of who was drafted, but because he let one rip. He farted during the press conference.
Love this guy.
And then addressed it and moved on. Here's what it sounded like.
Still got a couple of days going through. Coach and I haven't sat down and gone through the final board yet.
I like how he just said, excuse me. He's like, where is it? That's so great.
Just a little
rumble,
toot.
a little gurgle. I actually wound up watching a little bit of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. I kind of gave up on hockey for a minute because the Kraken were done, but now I got sucked back in, and it was because of that dang Vancouver Canucks game. What an
insanity.
The ending of that game was just bonkers when Brock Boeser scored a hat trick for the Canucks, including scoring twice in the final 3 minutes of the game so they could go to overtime. And I'm like, overtime hockey. Love it. I'm always in for that. Went to the bathroom, came back, they already won the game.
It was exciting. We had to go to my parents to watch it because we're still out of internet, but I was very happy to watch that victory. They were really impressive last
So
night.
they're up 3-1 against the Nashville Predators. And I ended up watching the Rangers game right after that. Man, that was a feisty game. They were fighting nonstop right from the get-go, and that's because, well, the Washington Capitals are struggling just to stay in the series, and they're no longer in the series. They're the first team, I think, bounced. They lost 4-2, and they got swept by the New York Rangers. I'm trying to pick up on a little bit on the basketball as well. A lot of those. I'm just rooting for the Oklahoma City Thunder to lose. That's all I care about. And they're not. They're doing well right now, so I kind of want to see them lose. As far as weather, we're going to hit a high of 52. It's going to rain, so, be careful on the roads, Taryn Daly.
I will be.
Sarah over there. Yes. And the DMD is brought to you by Kia Puyallup, and that's what's up.
We just posted a picture that has led to the members of our show wondering about my box. What does that even mean?
Excuse
we'll
me?
tell you at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons, the diseases that I am protecting my child against. They're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Especially these. Each picture captures a moment in time in the crazy lives of the Daily Migs Show. Here's 4 shots to wake you up.
If you go to the Daily Migs social media pages, our handle is at Daily Migs. You will stumble upon a picture that has 4 shots, 4 things that summed up each of our weekends. Migs, I would like you to do the honors of starting us off. Tell us all about your shot.
Well, I started off with mine because I want to make all of you hungry. Because I took a picture of some donuts. Not just any donuts, but it's a picture of our signature donut, which we now have available at Legendary Donuts. If you missed it on Friday, the fine folks, Christian and the group, the gang from Legendary Donuts, which I guess has 7 locations.
Yes.
Swung by to surprise us with the Daly Migs donut, which is available at all of their stores right now.
And we got to do a taste test on Friday, and
Yes.
it's amazing. So go get yourself one, Rock.
Blueberry donut with strawberry icing and with white and teal sprinkles to match our logo, which is pretty cool. And I also love the bias that the Puyallup store has, because I saw some people were sending me messages and some pictures because they don't call it the Daily Migs donut there. They just call it the Migs donut. I think it was just a little bit of a mess up, but it'll probably get fixed.
You're the king of Puyallup. It should absolutely be the Migs in your town.
They refuse to give you any acknowledgement. They're just like, nope, it's just the Migs donut. And whether it be the Daily Migs or the Migs donut, it's delicious.
It's
So please,
fantastic.
go check it out.
Shout out to those folks. Sarah, tell us about your wonderful shot.
Well, Danny and I decided to go to the men's room party yesterday at Olaf's in Ballard.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Yeah, good turnout.
Yes. I mean, the place is like kind of small. So right as you got in there, it was like, whoa, there's a lot of people in here. I'm already starting to sweat. But yeah, it was a blast.
Did you meet Olaf?
No.
Is there an Olaf?
I want to know that too. Is it named after someone like in homage, or is there a real Olaf that works there?
Is it a snowman?
That's a great question. These are all great questions. You know, I
have a friend named Olaf I play hockey with. He's awesome, but I don't think it's his bar.
No?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I was a few drinks in, so I completely forgot to even ask about that. But, my picture is...
Speaking of a few drinks in.
You know,
I respect the trust that you had in Miles to carry you.
I don't really. So Miles, Ted, and I were all taking a picture, and Miles goes, hold up your leg. And I just automatically think that just means you're going to try to pick me up. So I just immediately was like, all right, let's go for it, Miles. And he succeeded, but Miles, he's not the most strong of men. And
He's not?
I mean,
wow. I never got that vibe from Miles. He played football.
I mean, maybe back in his day, but he's kind of like older now. A little.
Gosh,
I mean,
keep digging it.
And I told him, I was like, yo, I weigh more than you think I do. But
see, I don't think it's an age issue with my fear of him picking you up. It's a sobriety issue. I don't think he's sober. So.
Oh, no, for sure not. But I wasn't either. So if I fall, it's probably not going to hurt much till the next morning.
Wow.
But yeah, so he's picking me up.
Well, he got you up.
He did.
You look adorable, too.
Why wouldn't you enlist Ted to help as well? You have 2 of you.
Ted was like, absolutely not.
He wanted nothing to do with it.
He was like, I don't even think he wanted to be in the picture, to be honest with you. He's like, can I just go back inside, guys?
Yeah.
Danny.
Ted is the wise man from the men's room. He's like, I'm not picking anybody up, especially drunk Sarah.
No.
With drunk Miles.
Yeah.
Danny, I have envy of your shot. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, Friday night, I ended up getting 2 tickets to the Mariners game, and it was one of those, kind of last-minute decisions of, hey, are we going to the Mariners game? And we're like, you know what? Let's go. So me and my girlfriend get in the car literally at 6:30, because that's what time she got off work. The game started at 6:40.
I was about to say, the game started earlier than usual. I was like, what the hell? The game's already on.
Yeah. And so we drove down, and I was halfway in the mindset of wow, we're getting there kind of late. So if there's not parking, let's just go somewhere to dinner. We'll just, at that point, screw the tickets. We don't need them. We'll just go somewhere to dinner. We literally found parking a block away for free.
Oh, that's great timing.
Yeah, on the street, essentially. And it was I don't know how this happened, but we were this means that we're supposed to go to the game.
Well, I mean, the timing's great because everyone who was going to the game already got their parking, went in.
Yep.
So somebody who maybe wasn't going to the game leaves a parking spot. So it's not like a bunch of people are like vultures trying to get that spot.
Right. Yeah. So we get in. It was right during the first inning, and we had tickets up in the fancy
the club section.
Yeah, the Terrace Club. And so no lines, get our nachos, immediately go sit down.
The pretzels are the best up there by now.
Well, yeah, but the sauces are even better, is what I hear. So
that's crazy talk.
Sat down, had a men's room IPA, watched about 5 innings. Then we were walking around, saw the Mitch Haniger's Grand Slam.
Awesome.
Then went to the Mariners store, ended up buying this cool hat. And then I got another jersey because I was like, we got this game for free. Might as well buy some jerseys.
Might as well go broke on jerseys.
Pretty awesome.
But you also, did you get the turn back or turn ahead the clock jersey there, or was it the one that the Mariners sent us as a gift?
So it was the one that they sent us as a gift.
Because they're already gone by then.
They were completely already gone. However, I will say that people were just discarding those things everywhere.
No. Why?
I don't know. They were literally just on the ground, and like people were just like, "Oh, does anyone want these? Like, we're going to throw them away otherwise." But
that
people
seems insane to me.
Yeah, like left them in their packages, and they were just all over the seats everywhere.
You would think somebody at least outside the game would try and buy it off of somebody.
You would
like
think.
for like $10, $20.
Nope.
They're ugly. That's why they left them there. I would have left mine there if I got one for free.
You don't like them?
No.
You know why I like them, Sarah? Because they got a little bit of cougar colors in there.
Okay.
Well,
They
the
do.
cougar colors are ugly. Okay? No one can pull that off.
But even if you think they're ugly, don't you think somebody would want it? I wouldn't just throw it away.
Yeah.
Like, hell, when I was leaving that one Mariners game we went to and we got the Julio Rodriguez bobbleheads, there were like a bunch of guys outside just like following me as I left. Like, what do you want for that bobblehead? What do you want for that bobblehead? And then finally I was like, well, what are you willing to give me? And the guy's like, $10. I'm like, no, I'm good. And then he starts yelling, $20. I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, actually nothing. I was just curious what you were willing to pay me for it. Like, if he said $50, I probably would have sold it to the guy.
Definitely.
That's crazy, though. All right, Taryn, let's talk about your box.
I'm so excited. I've wanted one of these for so long. It is a bat house, and it arrived over the weekend, and we got to install it. So a bat house is kind of similar to a birdhouse, but it's for bats. And you mount it somewhere on your property that is, I think, south-facing or east-facing is kind of the general strategy. And bats will reside in there.
Why do you want bats to come to your house?
Because they take care of the mosquitoes and all the other bugs.
Oh, I thought you were dealing with like the Joker or the Penguin. I'm not sure what's going on.
No, they are ravenous little skeeter eaters. So you can keep them on your property so that they do.
City folks just don't get it.
You can keep them on your property.
But you guys call them skeeters?
Skeeters. Skaters.
I've never heard anyone call a mosquito a skeeter.
I get it.
Ever.
Right?
It didn't even register what she was talking about at first, and now I get it.
It took me a
It's them
second
skaters.
too. Yeah, it's a skeeter eater.
So if you keep them on your property, they'll do a really good job of managing your bugs at nighttime.
So that's the thing.
It's absolutely a thing.
It works better than like the candle.
I think it works way better than the citronella. And we had a little fire on Friday night too, and started watching the bats. Like, they're back, baby! It's bat season, and I'm so excited.
How does
about
Barrett feel about bats now?
Oh, he loves watching the bats.
Yeah, because
I
Taylor
get
was actually
excited.
she was very into bats when we went to some, I can't remember where we went, but they had like a little bat exhibit, and they were telling you about like what the bats sound like, all this, and they gave her a bat sticker. And I think that's what made her into bats, is because now she had a bat sticker.
And they are the premier way of dealing with your mosquitoes.
Do they harm humans ever? Like, are they dangerous at all?
I don't think. I mean, not in my experience.
Only in Gotham City.
If they do, it's going to be too late. It was what you're saying. You don't know if they are.
I mean, I don't think they're going to fly at you and bite you or anything like that. It's not.
And they're not that loud.
No, I don't think they're. I don't.
If I remember correctly, I think I remember like I had someone play me like audio of a bat, and it's like that's what it sounds like.
Again? Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have
yeah.
to see if I can get some audio. I haven't heard the ones that.
I think they're quieter than a cicada.
Yeah, absolutely. Rockaholics, how is it possible that hot dogs saved a man's life? You're going to hear from this man that claims it after Tom Petty.
The Daily Migs Show.
Tornadoes have been causing damage to the Midwest since Friday. 12 counties are experiencing a state of emergency. So tomorrow at this time, we are going to talk with a man named Jason Sunday, who lives in Nebraska and was in the middle of a tornado when his roof blew off.
I saw the story of him talking about it. I was like, oh man, if there's any way we could talk to him, I've never been in the middle of a tornado. I've never lived anywhere where there were tornadoes. Experienced a hurricane, which was kind of crazy to think, but earthquakes as well, but never a tornado. So it'll be interesting to hear from Jason.
We're going to talk with Jason at 6:30 tomorrow morning. So one of the first cities to get hit was Omaha, Nebraska, and a man from Nebraska just shared that hot dogs were the reason that his life was saved on Friday. A tornado destroyed his house, but he was out buying hot dogs at a gas station when it happened. So this is him talking about it.
You know, I was at the gas station getting hot dogs, and it saved my life. So hot dogs saved my life. You know, count your blessings. Be glad there's no fatalities in the neighborhood, I heard, and family's safe. Stuff can be replaced, but family's everything.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, you ever think about those moments where like something happens and then you're like, had I been at this point in my life at that time, maybe something bad could have happened? Like, because I think about what he just said, like, obviously hot dogs literally didn't save his life, but he went to go get something, came back, and who knows what could have happened if he was home when all that went down.
Oh, my gosh.
And I think about it because over the weekend, and granted, I don't think it was anything where like my life was in danger or something, but I avoided like a massive like accident that happened on, I think it was on 405. Like all the lanes were shut down. I don't know how long they were shut down, but I was trying to go to Everett for wrestling training. And usually I would just take 167 to 405 all the way to Everett, no problem. Well, I was about to get on the freeway, realized, I forgot all of my stuff, my wrestling shoes, my shorts, all that stuff. It was just sitting in my living room. So I had to turn around, and I was so pissed off. And I'm like, now I'm going to be late. But then when I was about to get onto 405, my GPS is like, nope, get off over here. And I just saw what it was ahead of me, and it was just like backed up traffic. I'm like, and you just get your wheels start spinning. You're thinking, had I left on time, who knows? I could have been in the middle of that.
Oh, yeah. The tornado siren sound, by the way, I've heard it over the phone because I have a sister that lives down in...
How's a tornado siren sound?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? It's like eerie.
I had never heard it until I was in Nashville this year, and they were doing the tests of it, and it was interesting because we were at a bar, and it was looking over the NFL stadium, and all of a sudden the sirens go off, and I was like, is this their, like, siren whatever? And everybody's like, oh, no, it's just a tornado warning.
My sister in Texas, I've heard it on the phone with her a couple of times, and it's really chilling.
All right, so this is the tornado siren. Okay, that would freak me out.
Right?
I'm going to lower that because it's already freaking me out.
I don't like it at all.
That would be so terrifying if you're in the middle of that and you start hearing that because you're like, oh, crap, S is going down.
Well, also the movie Twister completely traumatized me as a child. So I think I saw that movie for the first time in 6th grade and thought, I'm never going to tornado country ever.
But see, you got to love how the internet takes you down like the rabbit holes of life because I look for the tornado sound effect. And then, of course, this is how my brain works. Just the next video I see is somebody saying, me doing a super tornado siren effect. And it's a guy who's got hundreds of thousands of views because he does a siren impression. And all I can think is, can I hear it? Do you want to hear it?
I do.
Because I kind of want to hear it too. All right, his name is Frankie, and he's like got a ridiculous amount of hundreds of thousands of views because he does a tornado siren sound effect.
Oh, God.
Okay, guys, let's do a super tornado siren.
That's exactly what I thought this was going to sound like.
Trying to hear the most annoying sound in the world.
We are in the middle of it right now, Danny.
Nailed it.
All right, nice job.
Yeah.
Way to be, Frankie.
I like that guy. Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? He has currently 106 wins, 27 losses, and 15 ties in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Tired of sifting through countless supplements? Unsure of what's actually effective? Introducing Legion, the choice of over 800,000 discerning fitness enthusiasts. With all natural products, clinically effective ingredients, doses, and hassle-free money-back guarantee, you can achieve your fitness goals without the unnecessary guesswork. Say goodbye to wasted efforts and hello to results. With Legion, you don't need supplements to build muscle, lose fat, or get healthy, but the right ones can help. Visit LegionAthletics.com. Go to LegionAthletics.com to get 20% off your order now.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. ExpressPros.com.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now your comfy car selling command center, thanks to Carvana.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Your favorite seat's the best spot in the house. Make it even better by entering your license plate or VIN and getting a real offer in minutes.
There really is no place like home.
And speaking of home, Carvana will pick up your car from yours after you finalize your offer. Visit Carvana.com or download the app and sell your car from your comfy place.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic, with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors: pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know David from Allen is. David, are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Good morning. I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, David has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
What is the nickname for Washington State?
The Evergreen State.
Correct. The MasterCard logo are interlocking circles that are red and what other color?
Gold.
No.
Yellow?
Yes. What band released the early 80s album titled Fair Warning?
Van Halen.
Correct. The 3 water signs in astrology are Cancer, Scorpio, and what?
Aquarius?
No.
Sagittarius?
No. Who played the title character in the 90s sitcom Doogie Howser?
Oh, gosh, I know him. Neil Patrick Harris.
Correct. Alphabetically, Alabama is the first state, but what is the second?
Alaska?
Yes. What NFL team is often referred to as America's team?
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. What European country is the world's largest producer of tulips?
Holland?
No. David, you got 6 correct, though. Okay. Not bad. Not amazing, but...
It's Monday.
It's Monday. Exactly. It's Monday. So Steve's probably slow. He's probably not fully here. Still thinking about his weekend. Steve, are you ready?
I'm not here, and I'm thinking about my weekend. It's so crazy.
Good.
Yes.
What is the nickname for Washington State?
The Evergreen State.
Correct. The MasterCard logo are interlocking circles that are red and what other color?
Red and yellow.
Correct. What band released the early 80s album titled Fair Warning?
Oh, I just played his voice. Van Halen.
Yes. The 3 water signs in astrology are Cancer, Scorpio, and what?
Pisces.
Yes. Who played the title character in the 90s sitcom Doogie Howser?
Oh, NPH, baby. Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah. Alphabetically, Alabama is the first state, but what is the second?
Alabama?
No.
Wait, that's what you said.
Alabama is the first state, but what is the second?
Arkansas?
No.
Alaska?
There we go. What NFL team is often referred to as America's team?
Seattle Seahawks. No.
No.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. What
Right?
European country is the world's largest producer of tulips?
Germany?
No.
Italy?
No.
France?
No. Which marsupial can't walk backwards?
Penguins.
No. Is that a marsupial?
I don't know.
Well,
not at all. Not at all.
They just look like something that wouldn't walk backwards.
Steve, it doesn't matter because you got 7 correct, which is a win.
Yes.
7-6.
Wait, I have a question.
Oh.
Don't hang up yet, David. Is the answer to the tulips question the Netherlands?
Yes.
Because Holland is technically, I think that's like the former nickname or what. I don't know what the right term is, right? So I'm calling for a tie. I'm personally calling for a tie.
Oh, I already played the song. It's too late.
Hallelujah.
I mean, David, I don't know if I'm the boss here.
So is it the European country just has 2 different names?
Well, I think did it used to be called Holland and now it's the Netherlands or something like that?
Yeah, I know that the government changed, so I think the names they still consider it Holland, but it's, I don't.
Yeah, it says North Holland and South Holland are actually just 2 of the 12 provinces of the Netherlands.
I mean, I would kind of take it.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I don't know. This seems very. I don't hear any confidence in any of you, and I'm not ready to relinquish my victory with this wishy-washy type attitude.
I'm ready to. David, thank you for dropping knowledge and history on us.
You know
It is
what?
now a tie,
David-
7-7.
David's a good guy. I'm willing to say tied for that sake, but not because of Taryn and her authoritative tone. Is it? I think. I don't know if I'm the boss here, but.
Also,
Okay, man.
it's very confusing. I still don't get it after him explaining it, but
Oh,
you
someone
know,
just wrote in all caps, so you know it's true. Holland and the Netherlands are the same country. Boom. I'll believe that person because at least they said it with their chest via text.
screaming at us.
Yes.
Well, I'm down because I always want either you to lose or a tie. So
Well, now we know.
congratulations on tying, David.
The NFL draft wrapped up over the weekend, and the Seahawks got some high grades for what they did in the draft. And we will catch up with our bud, former Seahawks tight end Luke Wilson, after Stone Temple Pilots.
The Daily Migs Show.
Steve Migs, it's crazy to think that football is going to be back in less than 4 months.
Yes.
And the draft was over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
There is promise. It's a new era for our Seattle Seahawks. And who better to chat with about that promise and that hope than our friend Luke Wilson. Good morning, Luke.
How we doing?
Doing great, my man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm heading back out to the Pacific Northwest today. I was back in my hometown for a week, see the family. It was a nice ordeal.
Hey, so I saw something and I heard the podcast. It sounds like you're going to be taking over KJ Wright's old podcast with KJ all day. Now it's going to be Luke's show.
Yeah, that was the plan, and there's been a little bit of drama. Not between me and KJ, but we're obviously boys, but just kind of figuring out some logistics. But I'm working on something, Migs. It should be coming, I'm hoping about the next month or so I'll hit the ground really running pretty well here.
Okay, yeah, whatever you got going on, you can always come on our show, get the word out about whatever you podcast, whatever show that you're doing, because we want to get the word out for Luke Wilson, that's for sure.
I appreciate that.
Luke, I have a question for you. So obviously the draft happened, and the main player that I would like to talk about, and you actually tweeted at him on your social media, is the tight end by the name of AJ Barner. And I wanted to play the audio of the team calling AJ for you, and then I had a question for you as well. So this is when the team called AJ to let him know that they were going to draft him, I think, in the 4th round with their pick with the Seattle Seahawks.
AJ, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm a lot better now, buddy. A lot better now.
Yes, sir. Me too. You guys just got to steal. I mean, I waited a long time, but I'm ready to go. You guys just got to steal. I'm going to do everything I can to bring the team a championship, and I want to be one of the best tight ends in the league. I'm not going to settle until I do that.
Believe that. I love the vision. We're going to chase with everything we got. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, here's Coach Mac. Hey, Jay.
Hello?
What's good,
Sir.
man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Man, a lot better now that you're a Seahawk, man.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I want to be coached hard, Coach. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan.
I love that part. I want to be coach hard, coach. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I feel like tight ends are very unique, and they've got like their own vibe to them, like very fun-loving, like you, and of course Gronkowski, and we had Jimmy Graham as well, and now you hear some of the stuff that this AJ Barner guy as well. Like there just seems like a type of person that becomes a tight end. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. I think, I know he plays for the enemy, but you got to throw Kittle in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think part of the reason is, in that locker room, a lot of times you hang around with your position group. I mean, the most, let's put it that way. And the tight ends, we kind of float around a bit. Like, you got to be in touch with the quarterback, but you also got to be, your extension of the offensive line. So you got to be a bit of, all the different personalities, if you will, which creates a bit of a strange ordeal, like myself. That's what I would probably attribute that to.
I feel like the tight ends are almost like the goalies of the NFL in a sense, like unique group. They got a fun sense of humor, and they're just a little out there.
I would say it's a very fair comparison.
We are chatting with Seahawks alum Luke Wilson. Luke, as the draft was going on these past couple of days, can you take us back to when you were first coming up and how magical those phone calls are and how life-changing that experience is for these young guys?
So I'm going to be completely honest, and you heard AJ there. If you're not like a top 15 pick, the vast majority of the draft is absolutely awful. It just straight up stinks. Okay? It's like some of the longest minutes. I'm just being honest, and you heard him say it when he's like, man, I've been waiting a long time. I don't want to, whatever the quote was. So, like, and you don't realize this until you're in it. But, like, every other year I'm in college, I'm playing football. It's like, oh, it's the NFL draft, Turn it on. You're sitting around with your buddies. Maybe you're at some sports bar. You're chopping it up. Like, oh, the pick is in. Oh, you know this guy. You don't. Who is he? Well, when you're hoping it's you, those, 5 minutes until the next selection, you're just death gripping your phone. Like, dude, is my phone going to ring? Is my phone going to ring? Like, what's going on? And then, of course, the vast majority of us watch it with friends or family. And then to make things even more strange is, I remember my year, I thought for sure Miami or Houston were going to draft me.
Okay.
And Miami comes up, and I'm like, oh, and I'm tapping my buddies, like, hey, this is about the time I thought I'd go. Like, Miami's, up on the clock. Goodell steps on the stage and goes, the Miami Dolphins select tight end, Michigan State. I think it was Deion Sims. And it's just like, what? Like, I've talked to this coach 10 times, they went with that guy. And so it just gets weird. And then you're starting thinking, you're like, man, what happens if you don't get picked? Or how far am I going to slide back here? And blah, 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 blah. So it's like this miserable gong show until you get the call, and I remember when John called me, and it just, nothing in my life seemed to have flipped as quick as, well, there is one other thing, but in a different direction. I'm not going to get into it. I'm sure you guys can remember, but nothing has ever flipped this suddenly where you're miserable, man, these guys drafted this guy. I'm in the 5th round now. This is taking forever. And then all of a sudden it's boom, phone call, pure jubilation. We got a flight out to Seattle in 1 week, and you're on the Seattle Seahawks. So, again, it's a bit of a weird ordeal and a little stressful until you actually get the phone call.
Here's a weird question for you then, because sometimes you see the players and within seconds they're rocking that team's hat. Do you have in your closet every team's hat ready to grab, just depending on which team picks you?
So I did not. You're going to laugh at this. I think it depends. I think now with social media, I got drafted 11 years ago. So obviously there was social media, but probably not the same as it is today. But I remember I'm sitting in my basement in LaSalle, Ontario, get the phone call. The one thing I will say is I had gotten the phone call before, the pick before me had even been announced on television. So it was man, it's just on the clock, the Seahawks, and the clock is pretty delayed, if you will. But I remember the next day, the kind of local papers were does he have any Seahawks stuff? And I'm like, no. And my mom's looking at the local sports stores to get a T-shirt.
Did she find one?
Yeah, and of course they come in. I got drafted on Saturday, and I'm not gonna lie to you. 23 years old, I'm in my hometown. Me and all my best friends in my childhood went out and had quite a few alcoholic beverages.
Oh, I bet.
And it's I got the Windsor Star there, and I'm wearing a Seahawks tee from the Sporting Good, and I'm completely hungover and can barely open my eyes. And the things follow me around forever.
How would you feel? Did you feel like the Seahawks did a good job with the draft? I don't know how much you could watch since you're hanging out with some family over the weekend.
Yeah, no, I did. I like their picks, especially like you talk about AJ. Obviously, they got the guy from Texas in the first round. We got an offensive guard later. I think they've done a great job. And the one thing I like about this AJ kid, I don't know him, but he's going to know Mike McDonald from Michigan. He's going to kind of know what Mike McDonald's culture is like, which is a big ordeal. And he just comes off a national championship. So my thing, you get a guy like that, in the mid rounds. If he can, he's not obviously going to come in and be a veteran leader, but for that younger group, if he can kind of understand the standard that Mike McDonald's looking for, it's a really, really important ordeal off the field.
And I also love, I can't remember which player it was that got drafted, but I saw him tweeting. He's like, dude, my phone, I have bad service. Apparently he didn't even get the phone call because his phone, it kept going like straight to voicemail because he was in an area where they didn't have the best service and everyone's giving a hard time on social media. It's like, dude, why wouldn't you make sure that you're somewhere where you have good cell service if you're going to be expecting a phone call from an NFL team?
I mean, it's like you said, Migs, it's ridiculous. And again, 11 years ago, I remember guys calling me 3-4 days out being like, hey, is this Luke? Like, yeah. Hey, it's so-and-so at the Raiders. We're just verifying all the cell phone numbers. Make sure this is the one you want to be called on draft day. And, of course, you're like, yeah, this is the one. And you, hang the phone up. You call your agent. You're like, tell everyone the Raiders asked for my phone number. Trying to get your draft stock higher. It's ridiculous.
Luke Wilson, it's always great hearing from you. And definitely keep us posted on what's going to be happening with you in the future with a podcast or a show or anything along those lines.
I appreciate that, Migs, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Luke.
Motley Crue are back, Rockaholics. They've got a new song, Dogs of War, and we will be chatting with Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's why April chose to vaccinate her child.
I think actually meeting someone who was not vaccinated and now has a lifelong struggle with a childhood disease really cemented for me that it's super important that we as parents continue to vaccinate our children.
Talk to your pediatrician or visit yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
Rockaholics, if you don't mind traveling back in time with me for a moment. On Friday, we had the Odyssey world premiere of the new Motley Crue song, Dogs of War.
So good.
It totally rocks. And what rocks even harder is the fact that we are talking with Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue. Good morning.
What's up, fellas?
Hey. What's happening? It is morning. Very early. Too early.
Congratulations on the song. Our listeners have been loving it. We've been loving it. And the music video is really freaking weird, but in an awesome way. Can we talk about the video?
Oh my God, the video was so fun.
Yeah. Well, watching the video, you can see that you can't kill Motley Crue.
Yes,
indeed.
Just keep coming back.
I think one of the funnest parts of the video for me is at the end of the video, after so many attempts from so many people to kill Motley Crue, which kind of is like in parallel with our career and stuff. People always like talking about ripping us down, whatever. And we just keep going, because we love what we do. At the end, when we finally do die, they take our urns to the record company and they realize that when Motley Crue's dead, they're going to stop making money. So they snort our ashes and we're back.
So when it comes to conceptualizing a music video like that, whose idea is something that massive and so obscure and crazy?
Tommy showed us a video that a friend of his did that just basically took pictures on an iPhone and then with CGI somehow made this crazy environment. Tommy was playing drums. And we were like, wow, that's a great environment for this new Dogs of War thing. And his name's Dick DeMore, and he's super talented. And they got us in Europe. They took all the photos.
We're in London.
It was in London, all these photos of us with an iPhone, sent it all back to him, and they started just putting it together and would send through little ideas here. But basically that whole weirdness, that's all in his head. He did it.
So I know, obviously, this is a brand new iteration of Motley Crue, and they say that when you lose one sense, the other senses get stronger. So can you guys kind of compare that to losing a co-founder of the band and now this new chapter? Have you guys, as band members, become stronger through this?
Yeah, I think after we got together for the stadium tour, felt like we were just in such a good place. We were celebrating the band's career. There was some separate issues around, Mick. And when he decided to leave, we were put in a really bad position. We got a big deal with Live Nation. We got our partners at Def Leppard. We got our fans. We finally came out. Yeah. We're supposed to fold now. And we had to talk about it. And we had either worked with, knew, or knew of John. I've personally known John for over 15 years and worked with him a lot. So it's kind of, we just sit down and talked about it. We're like, what do you want to do? Do you want to quit? No. Well, we got to get a new guitar player, John 5. And it was like, bam, it was perfect.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
And who can shred on guitar. I mean, he's really amazing. When he does the solos on stage, I usually go in the back and sit down and get some water, rest a little bit, while he's doing a solo. But now I go out and watch him because I was like, he's mesmerizing to watch.
It's crazy as a fan. And I remember when all this was happening, you're just like, I just can't picture Motley Crue without the 4. And then when the word came out, it was John 5. I'm like, well, yeah, I could picture them with John 5. And then you see the video of him playing to your guys' songs. I'm like, you could not find a more perfect person. And I was like, well, is it just me? And then you go on social media and you see so many people like me are just like, crap, I did not even think of John 5. But John 5 with Motley Crue is such an awesome vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're proud of our past. We're proud of our legacy and the music that we've done. And, moving forward now, it's still Motley Crue. We're just still creating.
We're talking with Motley Crue on the heels of the release of the new album, Dogs of War. So, Nikki Sixx, Roosevelt High School, we're here in Seattle. I know that's a bit of a rock and roll high school. Sir Mix-a-Lot went there. I think Duff, Mike McCready. I mean, what is it like having that kind of legacy, I guess, at a high school?
I didn't know that because I left Seattle in about 76 or so and went back to Idaho to work on a farm to afford a guitar to come to LA. So when I left, there was really no legacy thing happening. It was just, when you're in high school, it's the last place you want to be. Yep. But, I met some great friends there that were musicians, a guy out of Seattle named Rick Van Zant, who is now, I believe, with Metal Church. Mm-hmm. But Rick, I'd go to Rick's house and they'd have band rehearsal in his parents' basement. Seattle has a lot of basements, right? And I was blew my mind because I was in love with music. And it was really because of Seattle that I got the bug to, want to do this or take a shot at it.
We're talking with the members of Motley Crue, Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, in the song Dogs of War, which we've been playing on KSW. Can you give us a little backstory behind the song itself? Because the video's trippy. I'd love to just get your feedback on when you guys were writing it and as far as how you felt once it was done. You're like, oh, yeah, we gotta let the world hear this song.
Well, the riff, we were just writing some music and the riff came out. I went home and was watching A Handmaid's Tale. And there's a Latin saying in one of the episodes says, in Latin, don't let the bastards grind you down. It's a real famous Latin saying. And it really resonated with me as a Motley Crue statement. Mm-hmm. And I wrote actually the lyrics and the idea and took it to the studio and didn't really know if it would fit or not. And everyone was like, wow, this is like kind of it glued together really nice. And that's how that whole thing started. Yeah.
We're talking with Nikki Sixx and Vince Neil, Motley Crue, and I think we should play the new song. If you guys don't mind just sitting through it and hearing your song.
Thank you.
It's called Dogs of War, and we love it.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, if you're just joining us this morning, we are being treated to Tales of Motley Crue with Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx.
The brand new song is called Dogs of War, and we've got Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx on with us.
So I know that over the years, you both have probably collected all sorts of cool memorabilia from the world of rock or otherwise. Vince Neil, I wanted to ask you about the Stanley Cup ring from the Vegas Golden Knights. We're still learning how to be a hockey town here in Seattle, so tell us about that. Oh,
he's wearing it right now. Is that the one that screws off and the arena's in the inside?
Dude, he showed me that. Blew my mind.
Oh, what the heck?
There's a stadium, and this is the, you can wear this as a pendant.
Holy smokes.
Which I actually need to put that pin over this.
Is that the coolest piece of memorabilia you own? Because I feel like it's got to be way up there.
Yeah, it's a player's ring. They gave it to me, and I thought it was pretty cool. You know, it's pretty heavy though.
It's unbelievably heavy.
Yeah,
don't hit me with that.
I love that you're wearing it right now. That just made my whole day.
It's hockey season.
Yeah. Well, not for us here in Seattle anymore. The Kraken are not in the playoffs, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And Nikki Sixx, I know that you had a daughter back in 2019. That's the same year that we had babies. So our
not
kids...
together.
Not together.
Whoa.
Not together.
You guys can't be making babies and doing a show together.
No, that'd be a terrible idea.
We have 4-year-olds at home, and I was just wondering what music is your 4-year-old, asking you to listen to? Because we've been in phases with like Casper Baby Pants and things of that nature. So I was just wondering what your 4-year-old's rocking out to.
You guys stepped up to Paw Patrol yet?
Oh yeah,
it's all the time.
We're a rebel household.
Vince is leaving the interview.
Yeah, it's like you guys are losers.
Yeah. You know what? It's the greatest things. I have 4 older kids, and I never really expected to be a parent again. And we made that decision, and it's just been a really amazing time for me. I'm really enjoying it. And she comes on the road, and when Vince gets around, what's she do to you, Vince?
She goes and freezes me.
Because she's Elsa.
And then I got to stay like that until she lets me unfreeze.
And Vince is like, this is definitely Nikki's daughter, because she freezes him and then leaves. And like 20 minutes later, Vince is like,
what are you gonna? My daughter does that to me too. She's like, freeze, same thing, Elsa. And I'm like, at what point can I unfreeze? I got things to do.
Small suggestion.
Do that to her. Freeze her. Just stop talking.
I wish it worked that easy.
Small suggestion. Could we get a Motley Crue cover of Let It Go?
Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. That would be amazing.
For all the parents. Speaking of covers, I saw in an interview you guys covered the Beastie Boys' Fight for Your Right when you recorded this as well. Are we going to see that out there anytime soon?
We added that song to the show how long ago? 9 months ago?
Yeah, about 9 months ago.
Yeah. So we've been playing it live. We'll probably release it at some point. Great version. Real kind of punk rock, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because everybody loves that song. Everybody sings the song. So when you're fight for your right, it's a party.
Yeah.
It's a great live song.
Yeah.
And I had a silly question to ask you guys because my very first concert ever was in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. I went with my buddy Tom from high school, and we went and saw a Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood tour, and my mind was blown. At one point, Tommy Lee's hanging up above us, wearing not so much, dropping drumsticks on the crowd. But still to this day, that's one of those concerts I always look back and it just triggers such great memories. For you guys, do you remember that first concert and any favorite memories from that concert?
Our first concert?
First concert
that we went to?
Yeah, not like as Motley Crue, but as just a guy going to a concert.
Wow.
I remember mine. It was in Seattle, actually. I slept outside the Paramount Theater with my friends to see Queen, Kansas, and Rush.
What?
And then another one I saw, Kiss open for Satway Brand. Yeah. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I saw Leonard Skinner and Van Halen open for him.
Oh, man. That was a great show.
With Foreigner.
With Foreigner. Wow, what a show.
Yeah, it was Anaheim Stadium.
Yep. Anaheim Stadium. They had those killer shows.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. This has just been what a treat. Talking with Vince Neil, talking with Nikki Sixx this morning.
Where else are we going to talk about? Paw Patrol, Stanley Cup rings. It's been amazing.
And congratulations.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Congratulations on getting this new song out there. We're so excited about this next iteration of the band, and what we've heard so far has blown our minds and the minds of our listeners as well.
Well, thank you, guys. Have a great listen. Bye.
Rockaholics, we know that at some point you have gotten into trouble for something so beyond stupid, something that you'll never forget. Call us up now as we want to hear that story. Plus, your story will give you a chance at winning tickets to see the Rolling Stones at Lumen Field. Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls at 7:50.
The Daly Migs Show.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Tired of sifting through countless supplements? Unsure of what's actually effective? Introducing Legion, the choice of over 800,000 discerning fitness enthusiasts. With all natural products, clinically effective ingredients, doses, and hassle-free money-back guarantee, you can achieve your fitness goals without the unnecessary guesswork. Say goodbye to wasted efforts and hello to results with Legion. You don't need supplements to build muscle, lose fat, or get healthy, but the right ones can help. Visit LegionAthletics.com. Go to LegionAthletics.com to get 20% off your order now.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Now on the Daly Migs Show.
Damn. Some birds aren't meant to be caged. Yet, here we are, butt naked, eating soggy bologna sandwiches. Figure it's time to get busy living and get busy winning.
Let's play Cellmates.
Cellmates, where lawbreakers become game changers. This week we are playing for tickets to see the Rolling Stones at Lumen Field on May 15th. That is 2 weeks from Wednesday, and I'm going to be there.
I was saying, rumor has it you're going.
This is my first weeknight concert since starting the morning show with you guys. So I'm excited to see how I do that next Thursday.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
Let's meet our cellmates this morning. We have Daniel in Snohomish. Good morning, Daniel.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us, why did you get demoted?
I got demoted because they interpreted my phrase as downplaying the company and the people that made those decisions, where I was more talking about the situation And that's what was very clear. And once I got put under investigation, they started asking the people that were on the call. They said, no, he wasn't talking about the people. He was talking about the situation.
So you got in trouble. So you got in trouble with
What's
your
that?
work for something that do you remember exactly what you said?
Oh, I know exactly what I said.
Oh, does it involve curse words, first of all?
No, it's an inventive way of expressing the same idea without curse words.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear it.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Right now, just the phrase?
Yeah, what did you say that got you in trouble?
I said, hey, grin and bear it. We will survive this showcase of feces together.
I like it.
I do too. Do you still work for that company?
Yes, I do. They put me under investigation, but they said, no, wait, they figured out what was wrong. I still had to say, I'm sorry, my bad. But at the same time, yeah, I ended up getting my position back, and now I've been there for another, 4+ years.
Has the showcase improved? Is it no longer feces? Has it been something? Has it upgraded since then?
In this particular situation, yes, it has improved. However, there are always others, but it happens.
Unfortunately, his cellmate had a prison break.
Yeah,
Terry and Tequila.
we lost your cellmate, Daniel. So here's the way we're going to do this game now.
Okay.
You have 3 questions, and you only have to get one of them right to win the tickets.
Okay.
All right, so 3 chances to win the tickets to the Rolling Stones at Lumen Field. Your first question, are you ready?
Let's do it.
How many people have served as President of the United States?
46.
Oh, it's actually 45.
45, isn't it?
There have been 46
45,
presidencies, 45 presidents. All right, next question.
Here in Cleveland.
How many sides? How many sides does a nonagon have?
Donegon?
Nonagon.
9.
Yeah, baby.
There we go.
Daniel, that was just too easy, wasn't it?
Hell yeah.
Have you seen the Rolling Stones before?
Not live, no.
So I saw them for the first time back in 2019, and I'm so excited to be going in a couple of weeks here, and I hope to see you at the show, my friend.
Yeah, that's pretty wild to be excited to see a whole bunch of senior citizens dancing around on stage.
I still love that the show is sponsored by AARP. I think that is the funniest thing, and I love that they've embraced that. Like they're just like, screw it, yeah, let's have some fun with AARP.
That's how we got our pre-sale tickets. You had to be an AARP card-carrying member, and thankfully my parents are that.
I'm pretty sure I saw my buddy Keith post on social media that the Steel Panther show over the weekend was also like, there were some giveaways happening through AARP, and I'm like, that seems rather interesting. Like, to say, are you going to see Grandma at Steel Panther? Heck yeah. Why not, right? Her singing the community property song? That would be amazing.
I would pay extra to see that.
Yeah.
Well, and the Stones, like they're getting up into their 80s, but they're in amazing shape. I think that Mick Jagger is married to a former ballerina, so he's actually trained in ballet.
No, he's still moving. The one that always worries me is Keith Richards. I feel like if they ever stop touring, that's when all of his bad health issues are going to hit him. Like, so long as they keep moving and keep touring, he's able to keep going.
Well, I'm very excited for the show. I'm going to be partying with Daniel in Snohomish. A woman was arrested all because of a short skirt, and she wasn't the one wearing the skirt. We're going to tell you what happened after the Beastie Boys.
The Daily Migs Show.
A Utah woman is facing sexual battery charges after pulling down a teenager's skirt because she felt it was too short and she was showing too much cheek.
And this is someone that she didn't even know. So
Nope.
she just went up to a stranger and just basically pulled on her skirt.
So here is a clip from a video taken of the incident where the woman scolded the teen after allegedly pulling down her skirt.
I have been to work for the state, and if I have to watch your ass cheeks hanging out again, I will call CPS.
Do it.
So,
Yeah, go for it right now.
She's over 18.
She is 19 years old.
19 gets to touch her.
You don't get to touch her. We would love for you to call the police. Go ahead and call the police.
Did she say she was going to call CPS?
Yes. It's always great when the teenage girls are a lot brighter than this adult woman.
Well, the teenage girls, of course, have TikToks.
Yes. Dude, I saw some of the looks on some of these girls' faces. They're just like looking at this lady like she's insane. And I don't know if you've seen the video. And I didn't get to see the picture of the girl's the one that she was pulling on the skirt. But the other girls were all wearing short skirts, but nothing like Nothing to go lose your mind over. It seems a little ridiculous. And also, I would love for you to call the cops. I'd be like, I want to hear this phone call. I want to hear you talk to the police and say, I'm calling because I'd like to report a short skirt.
Well, here is the action from TikTok.
She comes up to my friend and she reaches under her skirt, yanks it down, and then squeezes her sides because she's wearing a crop top. And it's like, you're probably underage. You probably shouldn't be wearing that. So my friend comes in, she's in shock, and she's telling us all like what happened. And we're all obviously talking about it in the waiting room. And we're looking at her, you can tell that we're talking about what just happened. And that's when she comes up and everything goes down in the video where she's like, I'm gonna call CPS. Like, bitch, what the
Okay, that's the best part of the entire bitch, what the F?
Yeah, just don't touch people.
And I guess I saw somebody, I think it was the same girl that on the TikTok videos, she was posting something along the lines of, I guess this woman was at the same restaurant with her kid, who's like a teenager, like an underage teenager, who was going to like some kind of like a prom or a dance or something along those lines, and she was the chaperone. Oh. And so a lot of people are just like, was mom just upset because maybe her son was just, finding some new girls to stare at, and then mom's just freaking out? It just seems all ridiculous. Like, and I guess they did like a search on like what how does she work for the city? And I think she worked for like a college or something along those lines. It was just, the whole thing is just ridiculous. And I think the lady was like, I felt in fear for my life, and everyone's like, what do you mean you were in fear for your life? These are just teenage girls just having a good night out, and they're older teenagers. It's not even like they're like 13. It's like you're talking about like 18, 19-year-old girls.
And you don't have to look. Look away.
Could you imagine someone walking up to you? I wish that would happen to Sarah. I feel like that would be hilarious.
Sarah would retaliate.
I don't think Sarah or her friends would have the same calmness that these girls had when they were dealing with, as everyone's calling her, as the ultimate Karen.
No, not at all. Like, just even watching the video now, it's infuriating me. It might be my first physical fight I would get into.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
You would punch her?
Yeah.
I guess if she grabs you,
it's fair game.
It's a knee-jerk reaction.
I don't know if I'd punch her. I don't know how. I would definitely grab her by the hair, though.
Knee her in the face.
Oh, yeah. My knee would be stronger than my fist.
Well, it's because you're like, look, you touched me. I didn't even mean to. It just involuntarily just shot up into your nose.
Yeah, it's the reflexes.
You are listening to The Daily Migs Show. Give us a follow on social media. Our handle is @DailyMigs. Cicadas are taking over. There's about a dozen states that are going to have a massive resurgence of these cicadas. It's like every 13 years, every 17 years.
I heard that there's now zombie cicadas.
It's some sort of a fungus that they carry that makes them lose their limbs, and then they have hypersexual behavior as well.
What does that even mean? Are they trying to do the humans, or are they just doing each other?
I don't know, but researchers say about
Why don't you know?
10% of the cicadas are infected with this fungus.
So they have like STDs?
Something along those lines. They're calling them flying salt shakers of death for their ability to spread the fungus.
I'd rather call them dirty zombie cicadas.
Gross.
Flying salt shakers of death. That sounds like a great band name, though.
If you missed it on Friday, my son Barrett shared with us a very fun fact that he learned about cicadas. Barrett, tell me about cicadas. What's something funny about cicadas?
They pee really fast and are the animal.
They pee faster than all the animals?
Yeah. Hey, Mom.
Even an elephant?
Yes.
What's going on? Did he get attacked by a zombie cicada?
I think he slapped himself in the face and then strummed the guitar. My child he's a maniac, you guys.
This is the after effect of being bit by a zombie cicada.
Yes.
Chaos in your house.
But he did learn that cicadas urinate 2 to 3 times faster than any other animal on the planet.
Well, now that's getting me a little concerned about also, when you're talking about them being hypersexual, is that the only thing that they do fast, or is there other stuff going on that's fast?
That's a solid question. We got to find out from these researchers. He's going to be a guitar player someday.
No, we're not dealing with cicadas here, are we?
No, I don't think they can survive in this climate.
No.
I feel like it has to be like a humid climate.
Oh, okay.
I think there's supposed to be some level of humidity for a...
Did we ever have cicadas?
I don't think so.
Well, man, I am stupid then. Because I thought I had cicadas in my backyard last year. Because I Googled, I was trying to find what these weird bugs were that were just dead on my backyard area. And there was a whole bunch of them. And they kind of looked like cicadas, but maybe there was something else.
Did it was it a termite?
I don't know.
Because we get a lot of termites around these parts. Maybe
I
it
was pretty fired up. I had a snail in my backyard. That was pretty awesome until our new puppy almost took it. And I was like, no, don't. I was like, this thing is so cool.
They are pretty cool.
I realized I'm such a city boy. I've never seen a snail up close.
Don't ever tell Sarah that you have snails. She will show up. She gets so fired up at snails and slugs, Steve. I've never seen somebody celebrate them more.
Why?
I like them. Okay.
I love them so much. And then when you go on a hike and maybe it had like rained the night before or something, they're everywhere. They bring me so much joy.
Sarah, you don't want to know what happens when they enter Taryn's garden.
How so? Why? You kill them?
I mean, I have things that kill them.
What do you mean things
like
that
your
kill
new
them?
bats that you're housing in your...
Sluggo. Sluggo is a product that we use to keep them out of the garden.
But
another thing you can do is put a little like dish with beer in it, and you bury it like at the soil
level. What's your beef with snails?
Because they eat your garden plants.
Well, they're hungry.
I thought this snail was stupid because it was on my fake grass. I'm like, dude, what are you even doing? Like, why are you even there? Like, so I picked him up with a shovel and brought him into the front. I'm like, I feel like you could do more in the front, and plus my dog won't eat you.
Yeah, but they do a lot of damage in the garden, Sarah. You don't want that.
I took a picture of it too.
He's so cute.
I was so fired up about seeing a snail.
He is pretty cute.
Tatum, not so much. She's like, I brought her into the front. I'm like, do you want to see the snail? She's like, I already saw the picture, Dad. I'm like, okay. It's at that moment I realized my daughter is afraid of snails.
Oh no!
Thank you for saving the snail, though.
No,
Steve,
they go
unlike someone.
They go drink
the
the beer.
murderer,
and they die.
Taryn Daly over
they
here.
Drown in the beer. Sorry,
I cannot believe you do that.
I'm trying to feed my family, Sarah.
Go to the grocery store, Taryn. Let the slugs and snails survive.
Let's check with Barrett and see what he thinks. Of course we can't.
Therapy on myself.
There we go.
He's just a little slug snail murderer, too.
He is a ball of chaos, you guys.
So you just see it die and then you pick it up and throw it away, or what are you doing?
Well,
Do you feed it to someone?
If the chickens encounter...
Why don't you make it into like escargot?
The chickens will eat them too. The chickens love snails. They love snails and slugs.
I feel like your whole like setup is that you bring in different animals to kill other animals or insects or things along those lines.
Yeah.
Now
Own little ecosystem.
Now you got bats to take out the, as you call them, the skeeters.
Yep. I feel like you guys are the only three people that don't know the term skeeters or didn't know the term skeeters.
The only skeeter I knew was my buddy in college. And I was like, why are bats taking out my buddy from college? I didn't know that mosquitoes were called skeeters. Although we got a bunch of people texting about the skeeters song.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we can even say it. Something about whacking skeeters.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a skeeter on. Yeah. There's a whole thing.
About Skeeter, some other person named Peter, and things being whacked.
It's been a morning. Yes. Earlier this morning, we talked to Nikki Sixx and Vince Neil of Motley Crue as they have a brand new song out now called Dogs of War. And many Motley Crue fans are totally digging it, but not everyone. So we will go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
Tired of sifting through countless supplements? Unsure of what's actually effective? Introducing Legion, the choice of over 800,000 discerning fitness enthusiasts. With all natural products, clinically effective ingredients, doses, and hassle-free money-back guarantee, you can achieve your fitness goals without the unnecessary guesswork. Say goodbye to wasted efforts and hello to results. With Legion, you don't need supplements to build muscle, lose fat, or get healthy, but the right ones can help. Visit LegionAthletics.com. Go to LegionAthletics.com to get 20% off your order now.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
Motley Crue just released a brand new song and video titled Dogs of War. Here is a sample of that song.
And we got the chat with Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx earlier this morning. Check out the Daly Migs Daily podcast to be able to hear that interview with those boys.
The song seems to be a bit polarizing for the fans. Some are absolutely digging the new sound with John 5 on guitar, but others seem to hate it. So let's go straight to the comments.
All right, well, we came across a few social media posts of the video of the song, and we sent them to our production director, Jason. And we said, pick out your favorite ones. Jason, a.k.a. Veggie Dog, a.k.a. VD. And so he pulled out some of his favorite comments, some of his favorite reactions, and did his own voice to reenact what those people were saying. Are you ready to hear the first comment about Motley Crue's song, Dogs of War?
Born ready.
All right, here we go.
It sucks!
I mean, it's a very well thought out opinion. I disagree.
I completely disagree.
I really like the song.
I do too.
All right, here's our next comment.
Man, it was so good until the vocals came in. Bad melodies, worse lyrics. It's a damn shame.
Oh, damn.
I do appreciate at least he had like some things he could point out as opposed to just saying it sucks.
Yes.
Y'all, I love you, but this needs to be unreleased ASAP.
That's clever. I don't agree, but I think that's pretty clever. Sometimes I love the miserable people who do have a clever response.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like the songs you write when you're 13.
I could write a song that good when I was 13. Although some people are saying that AI helped them write it, which I don't know if that's true or not. I just saw a bunch of articles about that, which that's crazy if the robots are helping them write the songs.
The
not
robots
13-year-olds.
The robots do know what's up.
And many people say robots write like a 13-year-old.
That is a no. What the?
I just love how simple some of these responses are. People are just angry at Motley Crue for putting out new music. There's a couple more comments about the new Motley Crue song. Are you ready, Taryn?
I'm ready.
As lame as I expected, or the half I could watch. LOL, their music videos AI, and they're all skinny. I bet this was Vince Neil's idea. Fat ass!
And now we're body shaming? What is wrong with people?
And honestly, we did the interview on Zoom. Vince was looking good.
They both looked great.
Yes. And of course, so we were a little distracted by his Stanley Cup championship ring for some reason that he has of the Vegas Golden Knights, which I thought was just crazy. All right, we have one more comment.
Let's do it.
Will it be as miserable as the other 7? We shall find out.
Every Motley album released has been unforgettable. If the rest of the new material is as lazy and as uninspired as this, you should just hang it back up and retire.
I mean, I guess they always say no PR is bad PR.
There are some people, we have quite a few people texting and saying, I'm loving the new song. I think it has a cool new vibe to it. And I think John 5 does a great job. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not Mick Mars on guitar. But Mick Mars has just had his own style, his own sound. Like, I mean, he was very noticeable for how he played the guitar. And I thought John 5's a great pickup.
And he and Nikki Sixx go way back. I don't remember who was the best man in which one's wedding, but they are super tight. So I think it makes sense that they extended that invitation to him. And I think it's going to be a great new iteration of the band.
I love our texters seem to kind of be just as polarized. I thought the new song is pretty badass. Next text, that was horrible.
The music video is rad, though. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, their airplane is like a flying shark.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
And then they get snorted. It's crazy.
Rockaholics, for years, Nirvana fans have heard of an unreleased Nirvana song, but it was nowhere to be found until recently, as it was just found online. We have it for you to hear after the Foo Fighters.
The Daily Migs Show.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be hit by a bus?
In a way, yeah, kinda.
Well, this just happened to one of your friends, Steve Migs.
It did.
And you might know him too, Rockaholics, as this happened to AEW's Darby Allin while in New York. We're going to chat with Darby about this tomorrow morning at this time at 8:30.
8:30. Thankfully, he's okay, but man, the pictures are gnarly, and he still continued with his life. Like, he's lived to tell the story.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, so
sure.
he's going to tell us everything that happened tomorrow at 8:30.
Fans were quite surprised last week when a previously unheard full demo of Nirvana's song Opinion surfaced on YouTube. So this song was never performed live or recorded in a studio. It had only been heard by fans through a bootleg copy of Kurt Cobain's solo acoustic performance on the KAOS Boy Meets Girl radio show back in 1990.
The crazy part, I know the guy that had Nirvana on KAOS. I sent him a message. I haven't talked to him in forever. It's a guy, John Goodmanson. He was an incredible record producer. He's worked with some great bands. And my old band got to work with him many, many, many years ago. So I'm trying to get a hold of him and track him down because I'm wondering if that was the performance that he was interviewing Nirvana when they did that song, because that was the only version people heard. So this is like the holy grail for Nirvana fans, is to hear this version, this demo that was mentioned in Montage of Heck. I think was it the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it finally got surfaced. It finally made its way up on the internet, on YouTube of all things.
Thank goodness for the internet.
You ready to hear it?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Well, congratulations. You have won. It's a year subscription. All bad puns and a makeshift story of concern. And you set it up to see it burn. Our opinions. Our opinions. There seems to be a problem here. And the scale of emotion seems to clear. And they rise and fall like Wall Street stock. And they have an effect on our peace talk. Our opinions. Our opinions. Seems to be a problem here. And the scale of emotion. What stinks? What smell? Did someone go to the bathroom?
What is happening?
And that's how that song ends.
What kind of house is he living in? Bunch of savages making stinks. Making stinks,
I
as they
like
to
it,
call
though. That was really cool.
That sounds just like Nirvana.
It
That's
does.
exactly,
It sounds like a Nirvana song.
I don't think anyone would have been like, no, that's not Nirvana. That sounded exactly what I would expect Nirvana to sound like. The Beatles did it with AI. They were able to get John Lennon's voice isolated and cleaned up, and they used technology to make it happen. And they were able to finally put together that last Beatles song, which was a great documentary that they did on YouTube. And I thought the song sounded really cool. I'm not a big Beatles fan. Now I'm a huge Nirvana fan. I kind of hope, I don't know if they'll do it and if it'll piss off too many people, but I would love for them to utilize artificial intelligence for a good reason, and maybe get Dave and Chris back in the studio, figure out a way to pull those vocals and give us a version of that.
I bet they could do it.
Well, I know they can.
Yeah.
Will they, though? That's the big question. Wouldn't you love to hear that?
I would.
Yeah. I think that would be really freaking cool.
You are listening to the Daily Migs Show. You can follow us on social at Daily Migs. The men's room had a party at Olaf's over the weekend. Danny and Sarah were there, and it sounds like you guys chatted it up with the guys from the men's room, and everyone was very spirited.
Oh yeah, we sure did. I don't know if they remember chatting with us, but we definitely did.
Well, in this audio clip that we have, I'm not sure if Thrill remembers. But,
probably not.
But we shall find out.
Sarah, where are you at?
I'm at Olaf's in Ballard with the men's room party. The Ted Smith.
Hola. Oh, Thrill just walked out here. What? Who is it?
It's the world. Say hello to the world.
World?
Yes, the world.
Hey, world, what is your problem?
Aren't you so glad that Danny and Sarah showed up to your party?
No. No. We have pictures of him and said, don't let him in. No, I got that wrong. We have pictures of you.
Me?
That's it. Yeah. Too lazy.
It's like, you.
You.
Me?
That's it. Yeah. Too lazy to move herself.
But it's a great time, right?
I am having a good. What's going on, bro?
Yeah. It's a great time.
I think we're about to get kicked out of here, dude.
I know. I think Thrill's going to kick me out.
What the hell is going on at the end of this? Just chaos?
Yeah, a listener walked up, said, and Thrill recognized him, and then all of a sudden, like, the bartender's like, "What do you guys want?" And we're like, "Oh, okay.
We better get going."
Now, what about the rockaholic that recognized you, Sarah?
I was just walking by, and all of a sudden he was like, "Sarah," and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he knew it was me because of a very interesting reason.
Sarah, who are you here with?
We're here with Troy.
Troy!
And how did he recognize you, Sarah?
Troy, do you want to explain how you knew it was me?
So I was out here enjoying myself at the, what are we calling these? The
Olaf's.
The Olaf's. We're at Olaf's with the world tour for the men's room.
Yeah.
And I'm out here, and I was talking with Miles over there in the corner, and then suddenly this really beautiful blonde woman walked by.
Thank you. Wow.
And her lip was hanging down.
I thought you were going to say some other blonde woman, and I was like, oh, that would have been amazing.
And her lip was hanging down low.
Oh, no.
And I was like, "You're Sarah."
And I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And then he explained that to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's how you knew."
Yeah.
And what did you apologize to me for?
I apologize for making rude texts about rude and lewd and crude texts about BJ's daughter.
And you love my lip in real life, right?
George is a lucky man.
Yeah, he is.
That's the truth right there.
Was George there with you?
He was not.
Oh, I probably for the better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But, I appreciate listeners who can, say that they used to talk a lot of crap about you all the time and then meet you in real life and be like, well, okay, you're actually not that bad.
Yeah, well, that's the internet right there.
Yeah, really.
Saying mean things. You meet the person and love you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, big thanks to everyone who came out to Olaf's yesterday and celebrated the Men's Room IPA. Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? His record is 106 wins, 27 losses, and 16 ties in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Tired of sifting through countless supplements? Unsure of what's actually effective? Introducing Legion, the choice of over 800,000 discerning fitness enthusiasts. With all natural products, clinically effective ingredients, doses, and hassle-free money-back guarantee, you can achieve your fitness goals without the unnecessary guesswork. Say goodbye to wasted efforts and hello to results with Legion. You don't need supplements to build muscle, lose fat, or get healthy, but the right ones can help. Visit LegionAthletics.com. Go to LegionAthletics.com to get 20% off your order now.
Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic. With 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors: pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime. Made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers. But you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
Hey, Whatcom County, the holidays are over and lots of Americans are financially drained. Luckily, Bayside Coin and Jewelry pays top dollar for scrap gold, jewelry, and gold, silver, or platinum coins. If you have a pile of old jewelry or a stash of silver dollars, bring them into the store and see what they're worth. Or visit PacificRimCoins.com/calculator to get an instant quote using our free scrap calculator. That's PacificRimCoins.com/calculator for an instant quote.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Be Migs. Be Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Be Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Joe from Olympia is. Joe, are you there?
I am.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Joe has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Go.
What U.S. state is the only flag with a green background?
Washington.
Correct. A male donkey is called a jack, but what is a female donkey called?
Pass.
Who played the title character in the 2002 movie Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire?
Yes. Beginning with J, what is the real first name of Jerry Springer? Or Seinfeld.
Gerald?
Sorry, Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
No, not Gerald.
Pass.
What sitcom's theme song started off with the line, "Here's the story of a lovely lady"?
Big Bang Theory.
No.
Brady Bunch.
Yes. Jim Zorn was the quarterback for the Seahawks for how many seasons?
6, 7, 8.
8, yes. The Olympic rings are blue, yellow, green, red, and what other color?
Purple?
No.
Orange?
No.
Yeah.
Joe, you got 4 correct.
I think you really screwed him up with that Jerry, whatever Springer question there, Sarah.
Is it Jerry?
But also,
That Jerry's always on my mind.
he needs a new.
I was
going
going to say, his phone was a little tough, too. But I think I heard everything he was saying. And I think I know how many he got right. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What U.S. state is the only flag with a green background?
Oh, that's Washington.
Sure is.
You know it.
A male donkey is called a jack, but what is a female donkey called?
An ass.
No.
Come on, that was clever.
Put together they make a whole. Yeah, it's cute.
Jill?
No.
Jack
and Jill.
yeah.
That's cute, too.
Mehoff?
No. What?
Oh, my God.
Who played the title character in the 2002 movie Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, I just got it. That is so inappropriate. But yes, Steve. Beginning with J, what is the real first name of Jerry Seinfeld?
Jack?
No.
John?
Do it again. No.
Jeremiah.
No. What sitcom's theme song started off with a line, "Here's a story of a lovely lady"?
Brady Bunch.
Correct. Jim Zorn was the quarterback for the Seahawks for how many seasons?
7.
No.
8.
Yes.
Yes.
The Olympic rings are blue, yellow, green, red, and what other color?
Blue? Oh, wait, you said that.
No.
White?
No.
Jack?
Oh my God. Steve, I'm like sweating and hot and uncomfortable, but also drooling at the same time. Why are you drooling? I don't know. But Steve, you got 4 correct, which is another tie. 4 to 4.
You're joking.
That's right, Joe.
Woo! So far, I've beat him 3 times and tied him twice now, so.
Wow.
One of these days, I'm going to have your number, Joe.
Wow. I don't even.
I love that it took you a second to get that one.
Well, like you said it, and then Taryn was like, "No," and I was like, "Oh yeah, no." But then I was like, "I don't get it." A male donkey is called a jack, and a female is a Jenny.
Oh yeah.
Jenny.
Woo, beginning with J. What is the real first name of Jerry Seinfeld? Jerome,
huh?
I know.
I feel like I've heard that before, and I was just as surprised as I am right now that that's his name.
Yeah, you said Jeremiah or something, so you know. The Olympic rings are blue, yellow, green, red.
I'm trying to picture another color. I can't. Orange?
No, you wear it all the time.
Black.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, isn't
black
technically
is not a color.
okay? Thank you. It's a shade. Oh,
Do you
Sarah.
both
Sarah's not happy.
Want to get punched? You get -1 for that, Steve.
Come on.
Just kidding. Congratulations on tying Joe.
So we have a good point. Meow is the noise that a donkey makes. Meow.
Honestly, that's what I thought you were referencing at first too. I was with Sarah. I didn't get it.
Thank
really?
you.
No.
Wow.
That's actually pretty
How'd
funny.
that make you feel that
worked
you're just as gullible as Sarah?
I've been hanging out with her way too much lately.
It's bleeding into your brain.
And gullible is a really nice word you just used.
I was trying to think of a
there,
tactful
Steve.
thing to say, yeah.
Rather than stupid.
Steve Migs, ask you a quick question. The band Biohazard?
Yes.
That's like one of your favorite bands?
Yes.
Isn't there a guy in the band that's like a cousin of Jerry's? I almost said Jerry Springer. Jerry
Evan Seinfeld? I don't know if they're related.
I think he's like his second cousin or something.
Oh, I had no idea.
Anyway, we'll have to look that up. Make sure I'm not.
You mean
talking
Jerome
lies.
Seinfeld?
Jerome
We're
Seinfeld,
friends
yeah.
now.
Yeah, he's friends with Jerome Seinfeld. Ever since he became Jerry, they don't talk.
The NFL draft wrapped up over the weekend, and we love those moments where the Seahawks will call the player that they are drafting. A couple of those calls are super memorable. Even one of them where the player ended up sounding so shocked that he was drafted that he ended up cursing. You're going to hear what he said after Guns N' Roses.
The Daly Migs Show.
The NFL draft is all wrapped up, and the Seahawks had a great draft. One of our favorite moments, of course, is when the team releases the video of them calling the guys that they drafted.
Yes.
There were two memorable calls. The first one was their 4th-round pick, A.J. Barner, a tight end from Michigan.
AJ, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm a lot better now, buddy. A lot better now.
Yes, sir. Me too. You guys just got to steal. I mean, I waited a long time, but I'm ready to go, and you guys just got to steal. I'm going to do everything I can to bring the team a championship, and I want to be one of the best tight ends in the league. I'm not going to settle until I do that.
Believe that. I love the vision. We're going to chase it with everything we got. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, here's Coach Mac. Hey, Jay.
Hello?
What's good,
Sir.
man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Man, a lot better now that you're a Seahawk, man.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I want to be coached hard, Coach. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan.
That's my favorite part. I want to be coached hard, and then I love Coach McDonald's like, yeah, that's the plan. Did you see on his social media page, AJ Barner? He's a total bro. Like you could just get that vibe. Like this guy, I feel like he's going to be a guy that maybe you might like run into at like a bar or something like that and just have a great night talking to.
We could kick it with him.
So he posted a video just saying hi to all the fans, talking about how great the fans are, endearing himself to the Pacific Northwest. And then he has to flaunt his championship ring at the end of the video. And here's a clip of that.
What's up, 12s? AJ Barner here. Can't wait to play for the best fans in football and be in the best city. Let's go win a bunch more of these.
And he's just showing off the Michigan championship ring.
With their 6th-round pick, the Seahawks drafted Michael Jarrell, an offensive tackle from, is it Findlay? University of Findlay?
That's the question that everyone's like, where the hell is Findlay? Like, that was like, when I saw that, I was like, I don't even know anything about Findlay.
But this is how surprised he sounded when he got picked.
Hey, Michael, John Schneider with the Seattle Seahawks. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. You had a great visit. We're getting ready to select you right here at 207, okay?
Oh,
yeah, for real.
Yeah, let's go.
I love that guy.
Oh.
He's like, OS?
And this morning
Yeah,
we got
University of Findlay. You're right.
And
The
it's
Findlay
in Ohio.
Oilers.
In Ohio? Yeah. So...
Yeah, I don't know
of
anything
course.
about it. Yeah, I know,
Everyone
right?
knows that. And we did get to chat with Luke Wilson this morning, which was pretty exciting. He's was given some insight onto A.J. Barner and just kind of tight ends in general, and he had this to say.
So I'm going to be completely honest, and you heard AJ there. If you're not like a top 15 pick, the vast majority of the draft is absolutely awful. It just straight up stinks. Okay? It's like some of the longest minutes. I'm just being honest, and you heard him say it and you don't realize this until you're in it. But like every other year I'm in college, I'm playing football. It's like, oh, it's the NFL draft, Turn it on, you're sitting around with your buddies. Maybe you're at some sports bar. You're chopping it up. Like, oh, the pick is in. You know this guy. You don't. Who is he? Well, when you're hoping it's you, those like 5 minutes until the next selection, you're just death gripping your phone.
I can only imagine. It was good to get his insight on all that, too.
And if you missed it this morning, we have it up on the Daily Migs podcast at KISW.com. Rockaholics, we know that you are a massive music fan, but could you name a song after only hearing 1 second of the chorus? Please prove it. And if you do, you could win tickets to the Experience Hendrix, which features Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Zach Wilde, and I think Aaron Jones. It's at the Paramount Theater, 206-803 Rock. We will play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons. The diseases that I am protecting my child against, they're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
yada yada.
And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
The Daily Migs Show presents the Extreme Music Showdown. Let's play Hook or Shook. Please sign this waiver before we continue. Thank you. We'll drop a 1-second snippet of the hook of a song. If you can't name the song, watch out. You're gonna get shook.
It is time to play Hook or Shook. Danny is going to play 1 second of a hook from a song that he picked, and you have to guess what it is. This week, we are playing for tickets to experience Hendrix at the Paramount Theater on September 19th. Totally all-star lineup. Was that a solo?
Yeah.
That was great.
I might be on stage doing it.
You should.
Thank you.
We're going to have Lance in Graham as our contestant this morning. Hey, Lance.
Hello. How is everyone?
Great.
We're doing awesome, man. So you've got to get both of these songs right to win. The first song, you'll be on your own. The second one, this is where you can get shook. A member of our show at random has to get it right for you. If not, you will lose, and caller 9 will get the prize. Let's see who you're playing with. Will it be me, Migs, or Sarah?
Okay, that wheel is spinning. Just past my name. It's passing my name again, and it's landing on T-Dog herself, Taryn Daly.
I'm excited. Let's do this, Lance.
Let's do it, Taryn. We got this.
All right, here is your first clip.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I can help you.
Let me
Do it one more time, Danny.
A whole lot of love, Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
yeah. Didn't even need it again.
Nope. He swerved you. I thought he was having a hard time with it, too.
At first I was. My 54-year-old ears.
I feel you, man. Things start getting a little bit louder in the headphone mix every once in a while, right?
That's right.
All right, Lance, I'm going to do my part to win these tickets for you. Danny.
And I can give you hints. I just can't give you the answer.
Exactly.
Right?
All right,
Okay.
Danny, I'm ready. Give it to me. I got it. Wait, hold on.
Can I hear it again?
I got it. Yep, do it again.
Hold on. I got to turn my headphone up again now.
Wow.
Play it again just to see if everyone...
Steve has
can
no
get it
idea
figured
what
out.
it is, and it's amazing.
Oh, man, I'm torn between two bands.
Oh,
My brain is
interesting.
going in two different directions. I'm not sure which fork in the road I should take, but I'm curious what Taryn thinks.
I think that it is Billy Idol, Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve almost walked out of the room. Oh. Wow. My ears did not hear that at all.
What did you hear?
I didn't know if it was either Keep 'Em Separated by The Offspring or Nookie from Limp Bizkit.
Two completely different directions.
And neither in the right direction.
No. By the way, I saw Billy Idol a couple of years ago, and he had his shirt off, and he could leave it off all night if he wanted to. That was fine with me.
I feel like that guy could get laid with all age ranges.
Oh, yeah.
From like 18 to like 75. Like, he probably could just be pulling anybody.
He looked amazing. I know he lives a very healthy lifestyle now, but yeah, I was impressed. I was very impressed.
Yeah, now I realize how bad my thoughts were.
Well, big congrats to Lance. He's going to go to Experience Hendrix. Again, they've got all these awesome people performing, including our very own Aaron Jones from Seattle, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Zach Wilde.
I must see if you're a Jimi Hendrix fan. Absolutely. I did see Billy Idol once. And this is going to age me because I don't even think Danny knows what this place is, this venue. And I'm not sure if you even know the venue. Do you remember many, many years ago they used to put on rock concerts on the pier?
Oh.
I can't remember which pier it was. It could have been Pier 69. But it was on the pier. It's like down by where Pike Place Market is and all that stuff. Like
here in Seattle?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, yes. Here in Seattle, there was a venue that would put on shows on the pier. It was a little a mini amphitheater. It was it would hold a lot of people, at least 1,000. But it wasn't like a massive amphitheater, but it was on the pier, and it was so awesome because the view was amazing. And they would have bands play there all the time, and Billy Idol played there, and it was so great.
And then, wait, do you remember what year this was?
Dude, this had to be early 2000s.
Nice.
Had to be early 2000s.
Saturday, July 27th, 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
And all I remember from that show, he was amazing. I remember he performed really well. Granted, this was a long time ago, and he was still old at that time, which is kind of crazy because that's 20-something years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at some point we ended up right by his tour bus. And we're like, let's see if we could see him. I think we saw Steve Stevens. I think he was in the band come out of the bus. And then finally Billy Idol came out of the bus. And I looked around me and my buddy were just like, and that's why I say that about him being able to just pick whatever woman he wants to get. There were so many women just looking for any chance. There was blood in the water. And all these women were ready to just pounce on it.
Billy.
They were all screaming, crying, reaching out. He was the Beatles. It was amazing.
Rockaholics, we know that this morning we have talked about something that you probably want to talk about. So give us a call now, 206-803-ROCK. We're going to check in with the Rockaholics after Audio Slave.
The Daily Migs Show.
All morning, we have received text messages and phone calls from you, Rockaholics, that we've not yet had a chance to chat with you about, but the time has come. And we are checking in with the Rockaholics, brought to you by the Law Tigers. We want to talk to you, so call us if there's something you'd like to chime in on. Anything we've hit on this morning, anything that's on your mind at all. 206-803-ROCK.
I feel better. A lot of people have been texting in. I'm not going crazy that there used to be a concert series on the pier. We were talking about it just earlier because about Billy Idol, and I said I saw him on the pier in Seattle 2000-something. What was it, 2004 you said? 2002. 2002. And so I was like, yep, it was called Summer Nights at the Pier. And it was on Pier 62/63, and they texted and said, don't laugh, but I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire there back in the early 2000s, LOL.
That would be rad. I'd go to that.
Dude, I'm looking at, I found on setlist.fm, which has everything. It's incredible, what you can find in there. If, you went to a concert, your set, if it's of a band of people know of, the chances are that they're on that website, and the full set list is there. Everclear played there before. Bjork of all artists. That would have been kind of fun. Chris Isaac, I think he played 5,000 shows on Summer Nights at the Pier, which makes sense.
Yes.
That's a cool vibe for that kind of music. The Flaming Lips, Hootie and the Blowfish, the Wallflowers.
Oh my gosh.
And I saw some pictures, and what did I do? I instantly became that old Seattleite. Man, Seattle used to be a lot cooler back in those days.
Things have really changed.
Things have totally changed back in those days.
It's not what it used to be.
Sure as hell isn't. It plays to awesome concerts with homeless people, I tell you.
206-803-ROCK. We are checking in with the Rockaholics.
Earlier, we played that audio of Danny and Sarah. They were over at Olaf's hanging out with the men's room for the big men's room party. And you guys talked to a Rockaholic who had this to say about recognizing Sarah. And if you missed it, here he is.
That to me, and I was like,
gosh, this stupid audio machine.
And I was talking with Miles over there in the corner, and then suddenly this really beautiful blonde woman walked by.
thank you, wow.
And her lip was hanging down low. And I was like, you're Sarah.
And I was like, yeah, how'd you know? And then he explained that to me, and I was like, oh, that's how you knew.
Yeah, and I did.
And what did you apologize to me for?
I apologize for making rude texts about rude and lewd and crude texts about BJ's daughter.
And you love my lip in real life, right?
George is a lucky man.
Yeah, he is.
So we were talking about how he said mean things, and he did text in Troy, and Rockaholic Troy, shout out to him. He says, hey, just to be clear, I was never texting mean things about Sarah to be hurtful. I was just doing it to get under BJ's skin. Fun time at Olaf's yesterday from Troy.
Aww. Did you guys get to do the shot of the day?
Yes.
I mean, kind of.
What does that mean?
It was like the shot of the day, but like hours after we already were drinking and taking way too many shots as is.
Yeah, I was in the bathroom and I come out and all of a sudden, well, actually, I was in the bathroom and I heard Mike yelling at everyone. Hey! And he just as loud, his big boisterous voice. And I was like, oh, they're doing the shot of the day. And I had no alcohol on me. So I walk out and I was just like, cheers.
just grab somebody's drink off the table.
Yeah, right.
So this is a random thing, and I believe he'll probably talk about it on the men's room this afternoon. But Mike was in, I think, Orlando for an auction that he was auctioneering over the weekend. Yep. And on the flight, I want to say the flight there, they got delayed or something happened because there was a gator loose on the runway.
Oh, on the plane, I thought you were going to say. I was like, who the hell's bringing a gator on the plane?
Gator running around on the airstrip.
What?
And they couldn't get it to go out of the way?
Are you going to go tell it to move?
Well, not me. I would get in one of those little airplane vehicles and hold a stick with a carrot. I don't know what do gators like to eat.
Meat.
Okay, then a big piece of meat. Hang it.
Leg.
And just kind of get it to walk. I mean, am I the only person that thought to do that?
Go get a rotisserie chicken.
Steve, you would die.
Not if I'm in a vehicle.
Like a vehicle dangling something out? They're going to not go for the carrot. They're going to go for your hand.
They're not going to get anywhere near it. I'm going to keep dangling in front of them. I'm going to say, gun it, buddy. I'm not driving it. My buddy would drive it, and I'd be at the edge with the stick and a piece of meat.
I'm just picturing that scene from Jurassic Park now with Jeff Goldblum facing the T-Rex that's chasing him as they're driving away. That's what I'm picturing.
How fast is a gator?
Probably pretty fast.
I don't know.
I mean, and then how fast are one of those little airplane vehicles that they have?
I mean, I'm betting they're both topping out at, I don't know.
I feel like that thing could outspeed a gator.
20 miles per hour.
20 miles.
Gators.
Maximum.
Yeah. And if anything, once I get to the point where it's clear, I don't understand why I need to talk this through to you two, three idiots as well. Once I get to the point where the runway's clear, I just chuck the meat, and then the gator goes after the meat, and we drive off on our lovely way. It doesn't seem that hard.
You are meat to them, though.
Yeah, what if they follow you instead of the meat that you chucked?
No, they're going to want that meat.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to think you look more tasty.
I think they're going to go for the meat that's landed and is not moving anymore than the meat that's on a vehicle driving faster than them.
I think that Steve has the experience needed to be a zookeeper. You sound like you know what you're doing.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm a zoologist or whatever it is, but I think that this could have been easily figured out.
Easily?
Yes.
Well, Mike made it to the auction on time. That's the good news.
All right, if you don't want to do the meat stick thing, get a bunch of burgers from Burger King.
Okay.
And lay them out on a little strip of burgers, and then let the alligator will eat it, keep walking, and eat it, keep walking, and eat it, keep walking.
You're going to leave them a little trail of
Whoppers.
Burger King? Okay.
A trail of Whoppers.
Yeah, they should really just hire you at Woodland Park right now.
You guys are goofing on me. I think these are good solutions. I don't understand why nobody thought to do this on the airplane.
They should probably enlist your help for these gator emergencies.
This texture also right there with me says just use a snowplow, push the gator off the runway.
A snowplow in Florida?
Yeah, they got lots of those.
You never know. 206-803-ROCK. We are checking in with the Rockaholics.
Oh, someone wanted to talk about Sarah's mouth. Real quick.
Okay.
Oh.
They wanted to give a quick shout out, a big shout out to Sarah, because last week and also this morning we just talked about your crooked smile. And it answered my question that I never knew how to ask. I used to think she was doing it in pictures to look more ratchet and cringe. But now knowing it's uncontrollable and an insecurity makes the smile that much better to me now. I know my opinion means nothing, but I'm proud of your 0 F's given and showing those pearly whites regardless. Have a blessed day.
This was kind of an apology, but also kind of an insult. With my crooked ass mouth, I look more ratchet and cringe.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Well, you strive to be ratchet.
I am, yes.
And maybe he thought that's maybe there's a thing, like a social media trend of the ratchet smile, and it's a crooked smile. I don't know.
No, definitely not.
This is a very kind
That
message.
was sweet. And I think I do well enough looking ratchet as is, with or without my mouth. But thank you, Texter.
That's a good point. Sometimes it's hard to ask the hard questions.
Oh, it's very hard for people. They don't ask me. They ask my friends.
What's up with her smile?
Yeah, what's going on? What's happening? Is she okay?
Is she having a stroke?
Yes, I get those questions. People tell me their stroke stories and then ask for mine.
Oh, no.
Yes. They go on this long spiel. I'm like, why are they randomly telling me about this? And then they pause, and then I say, I'm sorry. And they're like, well, what happened to you? Like, tell me yours. We're supposed to bond over this.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, sorry.
Does you know the letters that go along with the thing with a BEFAST?
Oh, God.
Well, Sarah, I also, like that texter, hope you have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day.
If you remember last week, Drew Carey shared some crazy tweets about his experience seeing fish at the Sphere in Las Vegas. One of the things he said was that he'd stick his junk into a blender to see Fish's Sphere show again. So Fish caught wind of these tweets, and their reaction to it is incredible. You're going to hear what they did at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
You might recall last week, Drew Carey shared some crazy tweets about his experience seeing fish at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
It's the best review ever.
One of the things he said was that he would stick his junk into a blender to see Fish's Sphere show again.
Isn't that the lyrics to like a Eve 6 song? Tender Heart in the Blender. Remember that song?
Put my junk in a blender.
They need to do a remake of it. Yes.
So the band caught wind of Drew Carey's tweets, of course. And so they sent him a signed blender.
Okay, I thought they were going to be like, prove it.
Oh, yes, they signed a blender, sent it to him, and they wrote on there, "Thank you, Drew. See you next time. Happy blending."
Okay. I love the sense of humor that band has.
They're way fun. They are.
I mean, if I was a band and I saw that, I think I would be like, we got to get something to Drew Carey. At least call him and say thanks for all the new ears on our band. Because I bet a lot of people who've never even heard of Fish were just like, all right, if Drew Carey's willing to do that to himself in a blender, I should check this out.
They also said in a signed card that they were thrilled he could be at the Sphere. They hope he enjoys the gift and that they should do it again sometime.
See, I came across like even Drew talking about like doing different types of hallucinogenics and stuff. I'm like, oh, he's a festival guy. He just never saw Fish before. Like he went to like Electric Daisy Festival and he did like a whole like 13-minute piece. It's on YouTube. Of course, it's very long, but it's very detailed. But about his experience going to EDC.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Drew likes to party.
It sounds like it. So if you missed it, he explained why he sent those tweets off. And this was during Watch What Happens Live.
I saw Fish at the Sphere this weekend. Never saw a Fish, and they blew my minds off so hard. I thought to myself, I had a bunch of girls with me, and I thought to myself, is this what it's like to And then right before the face-melting climax at the end on the fourth day, an angel comes down from heaven, Gabriel, and he shoots heroin in your arm, and he says, "Good luck now." And
good luck now.
And a lot of people are like giving him a hard time, or just kind of like, I can't believe Drew Carey's that into that kind of like lifestyle. And he put up on his Twitter, he said, "For all of you wondering, gee, I never thought Drew Carey would pop his wig at a Fish show at the Sphere. Well, here's what my car looks like, haha." And I don't know if this is true or not, but it's what is that, like one of those Mini Coupes?
Yeah, or like a.
Is that or a PT Cruiser? I can't tell.
Or
I'm
a
terrible.
Fiat, one of those things. I don't know.
But it's fully decked out in like trippy artwork. And then the license plate on it, if this is really his, is tripping 24/7. This can't be his. You think he's just trolling people?
I bet he wishes it was his.
What? Oh, it's a Mini Coupe, yeah.
Oh, man.
What if that really is Drew Carey's car? And anytime you see that in L.A. and you're looking at this, you're like, what kind of hippie is driving in that car? And then it's Drew Carey, the host of Price is Right.
Rockaholics, an NFL GM went off on reporters and cursed up a storm based on a question about a player they drafted. And it's awesome. You're going to hear about it during the Daily Migs download after AC/DC.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
Ryan Castle, good day.
And to you.
Were you at Olaf's yesterday?
I did make it to Olaf's yesterday for a little while, yeah, but I promised my wife I would behave myself, so the only way,
5 seconds?
The only way to do that is just to not hang out for very long. I was probably there for like an hour. Yeah.
Shake a couple hands and get the hell out.
Yep, that's it.
No hangover. Well.
He didn't say he wasn't drinking. He just wasn't drinking away from his wife.
Well, maybe a little one.
Hey, the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. Your Seattle Mariners. Good news and bad news. The bad news, they lost yesterday to the Arizona Diamondbacks, but the good news is that they won 2 of 3, so yet another series win for your Seattle Mariners. Playing some great baseball, but here's the true test. Tonight, it's at T-Mobile Park, taking on the best team in baseball right now, the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, I thought it was the Athletics.
Oh, yeah.
It is Bark at the Park night, though, Ryan Castle.
Oh, rad.
Yep.
So bring your dog.
Okay.
Dog.
The Skagit Valley Tulip Festival is extending its open dates through this Sunday, May 5th, so more visitors can come and enjoy the blooming tulips. The founder...
That's what they said?
Yeah.
The bloomin'
The
tulips?
bloomin' tulips.
That sounds like a strip club.
It's like a bloomin' onion.
That's not a strip club I'm ever going to.
No. Bloomin' tulips, I might go to, though.
At least one.
Yeah, for sure. What's the drink minimum at that place?
Oh, God. The founder, Andrew Miller, has announced this extension. They say that they have done some different innovative planting techniques that kind of allow for a longer season, so that's very exciting.
Nerd alert.
I went a couple weeks ago. It was glorious.
Well, that's because you live up there.
I do, and I rode my bike, which people hate.
Yeah.
They hate cyclists.
God, you are such a hippie.
I'm the worst. But you can go pick the tulips, pet the farm animals, all the good things that it has to
all the
offer.
things Taryn Daly loves.
I hated every single thing she just said
I
right
know.
there. Went to the Tulip Festival.
Rode my bike.
And referred to it as glorious.
Pet the farm animals. Innovative planting, all of it.
Now, fun stuff over the weekend was the NFL draft. The Seahawks, a lot of people giving them great grades. CBS Sports, a few of the analysts, they gave the Seahawks an A for what they did in the draft. ESPN was getting like B, B minus, B plus as well, mainly because they addressed some of their major needs, which was basically everybody up front, both on the offense and the defense. And I talk about the draft. Also, we talked to Luke Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks earlier this morning. If you missed it, check out the Daily Migs Daily podcast to hear what he had to say about the draft. And speaking of the draft, Colts general manager Chris Ballard might have had the best press conference of all time. Apparently, they picked up a guy by the name of A.D. Mitchell, and I guess he's had some character concerns, according to their local media.
We have some of those around here.
Right. We're looking at one right now. And here was his response when one of the reporters asked about those character concerns, and his response was just fantastic.
I don't know. I mean, I read some of the bullshit that was said on TV. I mean, just a typical, excuse my language, our typical league. Unnamed sources, bad interview. That's such bullshit. I mean, it is. It's bullshit. Like, put your name on it. I'm tired of, we tear these young men down. These are 21, 22-year-old men. And if people out there can tell me they're perfect in their lives, it's crap. This is a good kid. For those reports to come out, I think I said it last year. It's bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize for the language. I don't, but I do.
I love that guy.
I prefer people with character flaws anyway.
It's our people.
Yeah.
Well,
Makes you interesting.
And speaking of the draft, Jaguars GM Trent Baalke is going viral, not because of who they drafted, but because he let one rip. He farted during the press conference.
I'm sorry.
And listen to how quickly he addressed it and moved on.
Still got a couple of days going through. Coach and I haven't sat down and gone through the final board yet.
That was a growler, too.
That's what I called it earlier this morning. It's a total growler.
Brilliant minds. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you were watching any of the NHL playoffs, but yesterday was a good one to watch with the Vancouver Canucks. I'm still not hating the Canucks just yet because really the rivalry between them and the Kraken hasn't, until they meet each other in the playoffs, I don't feel like we have much of a rivalry just yet. And also, we're not in the playoffs, and they are. Man, they were down towards the end of the game, scored 3 goals. There's 2 goals in the final 3 minutes of regulation. Wow. Then they go into overtime, so they tie the game up. They go into overtime. I'm like, I got a second. Go to the bathroom, come back. They've already scored. The game's over. They won it, and they beat the Nashville Predators up 3-1 in their playoffs. And already I think the mayor and some people in the city are like, hey, guys, if we win in the playoffs, let's not riot like we've done in the past, because they've had those issues before back in the day.
I just wonder how much time Steve is spending in the bathroom.
It was a growler.
After guitarist Jeff Schroeder left the Smashing Pumpkins back in October, the band held open auditions, very public auditions for his replacement. Over 10,000 people applied. They reviewed everyone, and they have finally announced their person. It is the instrumentalist named Kiki Wong. She's an incredible guitarist. I was watching some of her videos yesterday. She's got crazy fingers. And Billy Corgan is very happy that so many people applied, but very excited about her joining the band for their busy tour schedule in 2024.
Getting crazy fingers, too.
I got some crazy fingers thinking about this.
She has crazy fingers, you guys. I'm serious.
Hey, the weather, it's going to be 52 degrees is our high. We're going to have some rain. The DMD is brought to you by Kia of Puyallup, and that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up with the morning 12-pack.
The Daily Migs Show.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.